Hello, everybody. A happy New Year, since I haven't done a video, I think, since the beginning of the start of the new year. But here I am for another one, and that is about the Drolet 1500 that I had purchased 4 years ago. So would be my fourth season using the Drolet, and okay, these four would do, and I want to give you my thoughts, and hopefully this will help you with your decision making as you're shopping for one. So overall sentiment, just super impressed. Still loving this baby. No regrets. Great decision, great price. And aesthetic, this guy it's simple. It's simple. It gets the job done functionality wise, given an A. Let's see here, as far as the new things that I've learned being in my fourth season, that one thing is that the black soot that are unburned from this window here, it's actually leftover, like material from the wood from the smoke that didn't combust. So it's just hanging here on the window, probably because, the smoke just hit the window and it just stuck to it. I don't know the details behind that, but what I did find out in my fourth season is that if you burn a fire next, where the flames of the fire actually hits the glass window, it burns the soot off for you, because it combusts then. So that was a surprise to me. So if I were to move, there you go, the window right next to the flame in that closed position, and still leaving it slightly open just so that the flame is enraged, likely we'll get that window cleaned up really good. And in my fourth season, I suppose I'm still a newbie, but never seeing that happen. I'm kind of always wondering, who cleaned up this glass window? I didn't. I don't think my wife would, but it's just cleans up, and just kind of shocked me because I don't enjoy cleaning it that much. But if your flame has no reason to get that big, and you're not trying to rely on that as a method to clean it, because you have a part of you just want it cleaned right away, another option, as you probably already know, is just to grab a wet napkin or a newspaper or something, dip it in a little bit of the ash if you use the napkin, and just brush it off, or just wipe that window. But be careful, do it when it's not hot, of course, because otherwise you'll be burned. But if you need to do it while it's hot, just use a super thick wet paper situation or a newspaper situation, and wear a glove or something. Okay, the second thing that I learned is that, man, this box for its size really heats up pretty decently. But what you really want to do is fill that box. See, as of now, my box is probably about, I'd say 30 to 40% utilized. If you need this as a primary source of heat, let's say because the power line went down, or you just live off grid like that, you fill that box up to the helm or to the max, and I think the entire space around, along with the oven itself, is going to heat up substantially, which will allow the heat in the room, or the heat from the source, to reach much farther out. So load up the box as much as possible if you need it to be warmer in that very cold winter time. But the other part I realized too, that when you load up the box, the heat that you're experiencing at that time is not going to be the heat that you experience an hour later. but more importantly, days, like a day or two later, if you keep having that box lit up, man, that long period of time, the amount of heat that accumulates, it's gonna hit all your stones, and that box gets really hot. And I think that's the radiant energy that you really want on top of the fire to keep a space in your home warm enough to withstand the amount of cold that you're trying to protect yourself from. Okay, what do I like about the stove that I haven't already mentioned? Man, the stove, there are a lot of little cool things. You know, it does its job. Nothing is too crazy exceptional, but all in all, it checks all the boxes. From the size of the window to the fan, and how the fan works with its modulating on, off, and auto detection of it's just on and off whenever the box gets hot enough to warrant the use of a fan. The dial allows you to modulate the strength or the speed of the fan. I love the top stove side, so you can use it as a way to heat up water for tea, or just to keep the space a little bit more humidified when you put like a small metal tea kettle there. Well, not the loud kind, just, I don't know what these are called, but yeah, just those kinds, just a teapot, really. Those kinds where it heats up and the water evaporates out there and add moisture to your space, which I find is very important to have, because during dry winter time, and especially with the flame going on, oh man, it's so easy to dry out your space, and then dry out your skin, and because I typically would get chapped if I chill out here for a long period of time and the fire gets big and hot. Oh man, without even realizing it, within like a day, you're gonna find out your face is really blushed, and then after that blushing part settles, it gets really dry and a little irritatingly itchy. So not too much, but enough to irritate you. And then so nothing really like does an amazing job. It just again checks all the boxes between the simplicity of the handles, and I love the proportion of the build, because as a designer myself, or at least I like to think that I am one, whenever you change the length of an aspect of the build, you have to change the length of something else to balance it out. And all in all, it's just every consideration for this build. It's very considerate of that balance, or luckily they've captured it. And there's no bells and whistles that are overstated, which I don't like, since the minimalistic look tends to have a more timeless look, rather than something trendy for a bit and a few years later it's kind of tacky, So all in all, perfectly functional to date. 4th year, 4th winter, 4th season. I love it. 100% recommended. Have any questions about this device? Feel free to shoot a comment below. And that's pretty much it. I hope that helps with your decision making, because when there are so many options to sift through, and with all the price differences, you don't know what to believe, because sometimes when things are priced lower, you get a little sketched out, but I'm having looked between this and these 3,500 units or $3,000 units. This one, 2,100 for a 2-story, 35 feet liner one, or just $2,000, of course, all plus tax. Jeez, what a steal. What a steal. Okay, guys, take care.